Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel, and I'm saying our channel because if you guys are on the channel, then I think it's ours. Like, I think that's a big breakthrough too, because I'm an only child and, you know, we're like sometimes selfish people. So anyway, let's just start calling this our channel. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then this is a great time because technically you have to subscribe for it to be yours too. But that's the only requirement. So let's just jump in. I have been thinking about when I could get this content out to you all, and I want everybody to just like take a minute and think about your finances. Not like let's not like get too deep about it, because then you're gonna think you shouldn't travel. But Viking cruise, as we know, are not the cheapest cruises to go on, right? And so I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of insight on, one, what the payment terms are for Viking cruises, so that before you call and book a cruise and find out that all of the entire cruise is like due that day or within a week of you booking, I just want to like break down the payment terms for Viking cruise, because I read the fine print and I read all the details and I don't want you guys to be surprised. So I am going to tell you how long you have to pay for your Viking cruise, how much your deposit ranges usually should be, and also like a really, really big fact that you need to know about that. And then also just a little bit of detail about how you can avoid some of the deposit fees, and then really how you can get more terms on paying for your cruise all together. So this is still going to be short. I know it sounds like that's going to be a lot of content, but we're going to get through it quick because you guys have traveling to do. Okay, so nobody's got time to sit on these videos and listen to this content all day, right? Okay, let's get with it. Have you subscribed and liked the channel? This is a great time. Just nod. Oh, you're just gonna, oh, you're not gonna, you're just gonna ignore me. Okay, that's fine. So yes, let's get going. Okay, first and foremost, Viking cruises are completely different than most of the cruise lines. So if you are new to cruising, or if you've cruised a million times before, but you are expecting to have the same types of payment terms that you've had with whoever, it doesn't matter, Carnival, Disney, Norwegian, right off the bat, I'm going to let us all in on one of the biggest things with Viking cruise is that your entire cruise has to be paid off by the 180-day mark. The reason why I'm starting with that is that on my intro, I probably made it seem like I was going to end with one of these big points, but I wanted to just start off with that because this is the main reason that you may decide, hey, I want to explore how to avoid some of that. So 180 days is, in most places, most times, it's going to be 6 months out. So yes, there are a lot of people who book their cruises a year out. That is a lot of incentive to book your cruise further out. So I'm a big fan of that, because if you book it a year out, then you have 6 months to like self-manage and to have it all paid off before the 180-day mark. However, if you don't have that tip, and for instance, you're deciding today to book a trip for 5 months from now, when you call to book that trip, the entire balance is going to be due. Maybe not during the call, but essentially once they send the paperwork over, and within a few days, your entire balance would be due. So that is a big difference between Viking and all other cruises, is that unlike some others where you may have even up until a couple of weeks before to make your final payments, no ma'am, on Viking it is 6 months ahead of time. So it's like they're using the money to build the boat. Like, no, we need the money, we're building this boat and it's gonna have to be built by 6 months before you guys go on the cruise. So I just wanted to make sure that we all are aware of that. Now let's talk about deposits. For the most part, the range on the deposits will vary, but for most of the standard Viking cruises, the deposit's going to be in the range of about $500 if you are going on a cruise that is less than 35 days. If your cruise is like one of the world tours or one of the cruises that are over 35 days, then your deposit's going to be in the range of 20% of your cruise. So that's a good way for you to plan. So if it's more than 35 days, your cruise itinerary, then your deposit's going to be in the range of 20%. I wanted to just give you guys a little information also, is that right now, and I receive a lot of information from Viking. So like right now, if you're watching this video within like the time that I've posted it, there are some really amazing specials, like Viking Insider specials, where you can book some of the trips that are coming up by the 11th of this month, and your deposit is just $25, and there's some reduced and free airfare included. So you can look out for things like that. If you want that promo code and you're planning to book something and you do not have the code, just send me a message in the comments and I will send that code out to my subscribers. So if you need that for the $25 deposit and the free included airfare, send me a message, and if you are a subscriber or even a viewer, I will send that code out. So those are a couple of ways to also get your deposit down or to avoid a deposit altogether. So a couple of things that I wanted to just throw out that I'm really excited about. I don't know if this is new information, but I never really thought about this at all. And so I know a lot of my folks who are viewing this channel and viewing our channel may not really be aware of pay overtime options that are out there now. It's relatively new. Companies like Affirm and Avoya and Uplift, and they actually have finance options for Viking cruises now. And just a little bit about those. Most of you guys may be thinking, well, I could just put it on a credit card. We recently, my husband and I went and did like some forensics on our finances and our credit cards. And I realized, you know, making some smarter choices gets you like really low interest rates. And we just automatically will put things on American Express because it just feels like that's the card that you use for travel. And for the most part, we really do like the points that we get. But just looking at it recently, we compared the amount of points that we received on our American Express and what we could do with those points as compared to the benefit of the interest rate on American Express. And based on what I found, I wanted to recommend to everyone watching our channel is that some of the tools, like some of the programs like Avoya and Uplift are great alternatives if you don't want to pay your cruise off early. And so they offer 0 interest in some cases, or really low interest, much lower than American Express interest. And they will let you pay off a Viking cruise, even in some cases past the date of your journey. So it's extremely attractive, and I just thought that was a great tip to share with you all, because imagine no interest versus putting a card on, putting your payment on a credit card and paying 10 to 15% interest. But get this, using some of the tools like Avoya or Uplift, you don't have to pay the entire cruise off. 6 months in advance. So it's really a good way for you to consider booking that trip of your dreams, and also managing your money and earning your own interest. I just don't like giving away my interest or giving away my percentages or my money to credit card companies if I don't have to. So thanks for tuning in. Here were some tips on how you don't have to ever say no to yourself, basically. But enjoy your next trip and subscribe to the channel so we can stay in touch.